All right, guys, good afternoon. Welcome aboard to the Aftermarket Recap. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Starting a little late this afternoon, my apologies. I was kind of reading up on a couple of things. 5:05 p.m. Thanks again for joining me. Bottom right-hand corner of your screen, there's a white logo. Click on that. Turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel. Make sure to hit that like button if you like these videos. Appreciate it as always. Just looking at, again, just looking at the basic Bloomberg. We're going to go ahead and bring up Thinkorswim, and we'll go over the day's action. Dow Jones closed up 1.33%, Nasdaq up 0.269% today, and the S&P up 1.84%. So, real quick, I just wanted to say this. If you remember, if you've been watching the note this week, I was expecting this yesterday, basically. But we had the dump yesterday, the Jamie Dimon hurricane statement, Sheryl Sandberg, the dollar going up, yields going up. We retested those levels again, a little bit of a double bottom, and then we continued higher. 4160 was that level, 4165 or so. We finally got it, and now things are getting interesting. But what pisses me off is that I had a SPY trade for Wednesday expiry yesterday, and it didn't hit. If the price action would have happened the way I wanted it today, yesterday, we would have been set. But again, we were just too early, but that's okay. The good news is that, hey, now we know we have something structured to look at. I put a chart on Twitter, and I put a chart on the blog and also on Instagram, the inverse head and shoulders. Let me go ahead and see if I can bring that up for you guys. Let's see, let me see if I can find my chart here. Okay, my graphs. Let's see if I can find it here. This is going to give us a little bit better of a view. And please tell me I got it, because I should have led with that, but I had Bitcoin on my screen. So give me a second while I go ahead and bring this up, because I just made this. Wow. Okay, fine. If that's how it's going to be, God. Either way, my apologies there. Let me just bring up the actual chart here, make life easy on Discord. So here it is. This is the inverse head and shoulders formation that we were seeing. We posted this when it was at 4160. We had 17 more points. Well, SPX closed, 16 more points above that. So you could see the left shoulder, the right shoulder, and your left, the head, and the right shoulder. We do definitely have a nice direction to 4,300 on the S&P. Let's go ahead and look at the daily before we can take a look at that chart again. Do we have any kind of moving average ahead of the 4,300 level? Yes, we do. We have 42.51 50-day. Very, very key. I think we do get there. We may stabilize a little bit. If we can get to around 4,200 by the end of the week, I think we can continue higher. It gets to the point, guys, where the market is so pessimistic at one point that even a sliver of good news rockets us higher. And it happens both ways. When you have so many people that are bullish in a sector or stocks or any kind of asset, think of NFTs. Everyone is bullish on it until it's not. So, and then once it sells off, everyone that's bullish is trying to get out immediately. Everyone's rushing out the exit. This is what happens. People take advantage, people short, use other kind of hedging products. Fine. You can only do that for so long. Obviously, in order to make a short position on something, you need someone to sell you that short position. Now it comes to the point our put options is too darn expensive. Now if you're a futures trader, none of this matters because you don't have to worry about that. But again, if you are an equity trader or something like that, again, you're looking at how expensive it's becoming to actually short, because everyone is on that side. Everyone expecting that rollover. How about this? Let's go ahead and stretch this out a little bit. We're going to go ahead and see that more than likely, if we can get to 42.52, which is that 50-day, or 4,300, we may get that right shoulder. Now, that's an inverse head and shoulders on the daily now. We're starting to possibly, I'm not saying immediately, but again, if we can get to 4,300 and stabilize at least until 42.52 to 42.10, let's just say, or 4,200, if we can kind of stay within this kind of range here, we could just get above 4,200 and stay there. Maybe get to 4,300, test it. If we can get there, then we have that inverse head and shoulders where we actually might start going higher. And it gets really interesting for the summer or possibly 44.50. Imagine that, 44.50 hitting in the midsummer. Then we could possibly roll over again. Again, a lot of variables, but again, a lot of setups here. But again, an inverse head and shoulders is forming. So don't be surprised. We definitely go a little higher. But again, every day is different, as we know. Anything could happen. But again, the formation is happening. Volatility index down 3.78% today, 2472. That's very good to see. As you can see, that's not a ton of fear out there in terms of the option world. Equal weight S&P up 1.76%. Small caps did well today, 2.44%. The dollar index fell today, 0.71. Nice fall from 102.60 to around 101.76. About a dollar move. Taking a look at yields. Yields were down today. Nice. Not too much, but again, nice. Bonds were bid today. Not tons, except for high yield. There were some big flows into high yield credit. We've talked about how important high yield credit is to liquidity for these big companies. Coinbase just announced they're not going to be hiring anyone new. So again, these are companies that need the high yield credit market. Instead of using the equity market and issuing more shares, they can go ahead and go to the bond market and start borrowing that way. If bond prices can at least go up, then their yields will go down in terms of interest rate. It's kind of saying what's better, 0% for 12-month credit card, or you want to pay 24% APR with the current card. You're probably going to go to the 0% if you can. Crude oil up 2%, even with the OPEC news that the Saudis want to drill more. There's going to be more drilling, so more capacity. That's nice, but the crude market not buying any of it. That they don't care. It's up 2%. Gasoline continues to go higher, up nearly 4%, $4.23. Gold futures were up 1.27%, 1872 an ounce with a weaker dollar. Silver up nearly 2% on that note. Bitcoin, I do have it on my screen. Let's go ahead and bring this here. I don't have it on TOS, but here you go. Here's a graph here. I don't have the candles. I can switch it, whatever you want. We'll just keep it in line here. Past 20 days, that support, or the break-even level, if you want to call it, is 29,360. We are now at 30,272. We keep dancing around that 30,000 level. The question is, hey, do we really recouple with QQQ, which what has been kind of taking place with what is it, Bitcoin and Bitcoin, excuse me, Bitcoin. I have to set this up again. Let's see if I have the right one. Bitcoin and QQQ, NASDAQ. Again, they've been running in tandem. We talked about that chart before, and then this morning as well. So again, if we can recouple with that, then you can see a path where Bitcoin gets to 35,000. But 30,000 has to hold, because if not, we might retest that high from 2017. If you guys remember, that was that all-time high, was right around 19.8. That could definitely be in the cards. We also had some news on Bitcoin that, what is this? I had it here. Chipotle is now accepting cryptocurrency payments nationwide. Wow, that's pretty cool. So not just a method of storage or an inflation hedge, people say, people can use it as currency. Actually, what it was meant to use for. Costco also reported total net sales of $18.23 billion for the month of May, up 16.9%. And Riot Blockchain said it mined 466 Bitcoin during May, up 104% year over year. So some great stuff. Again, a nice day. I'm happy for it too. We do have a path to go higher. Again, everyone being so pessimistic, the market can be a little crazy. Wouldn't be surprised if we start just soaring. That seems like the most implausible situation for an implausible reaction to markets and how everything has been moving. So it is a day-by-day scenario. Tomorrow is Friday, non-farm payroll report. Let's see how that comes. ADP came in weaker than expected. That was the private payrolls. This includes government jobs. I expect a weak number. It's all about the reaction. Let's see what we get, guys. Have a great rest of your afternoon. I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.